Welcome back to Birmingham and our coverage of the English Schools Championships, one of the biggest track and field events anywhere in the world. A staggering 120,000 young athletes entered at the initial stage. Now it's been whittled down to the elite. The intermediate girls 800 metres is our next final. And here are the lineup. Callie Reid of Staffordshire, Sarah Burgin from Hampshire, Sarah Simmons represents West Yorkshire, Sophie Wilkins of Buckinghamshire, Kerry Harris of Humberside, she's one of the favourites, Rowena Cole of West Midlands, another heat winner and another who will make an impact here, we believe. Lee Lennon of Lancashire, she was only third in her heat, but her time would actually have won either of the other two heats, so she could be a contender as well. And Emma Wakefield represents Merseyside. Here's Callie Reid, who qualified as the fastest loser. Sarah Burgin, number 33, a runner-up in her heat. West Yorkshire's Sarah Simmons. Then Sophie Wilkins. And here, number 39 in the yellow vest, Kerry Harris, runner-up in heat 3. But as I said, a very good time. She's just 16, runner-up in this year's Northern Championships for her age group. This is Rowena Cole of the West Midlands, who won her heat in what was easily the fastest time of the heat. She's 15, she comes from Coventry. Lee Lennon of Lancashire in lane 7, and then Emma Wakefield, number 52, nearest to the camera.
Well, the question remains, Alan, will this be a tactical affair, the first middle distance race for coverage, or will they actually go hell for leather? Kerry Harris in lane 5, starting a strong pace.
Well, interesting to see if Harris chooses to force the pace early on, or let others do the hard work and then pounces on the second lap. The championship record is another long-standing one in this event. Goes back, in fact, 30 years. Jo White of Surrey. Sure, a lot of track and field fans will remember her. 2 minutes, 5.6 seconds was the time that has stood for all those years. Rowena Cole of the West Midlands, an early winner, but Kerry Harris is sticking right on her shoulder, recognising the fact that she is a genuine rival in this race, and she's not letting it out of her sights. Lee Lennon just behind those two.
Well, the pace very quick, Alan, at 200 metres, 31.04. That is astonishingly fast for these young girls. If they were to maintain that, they'd threaten that championship record of Jo White. Remember, she was coached by Harry Wilson, who looked after one Steve Ovett.
Ovett, yet another former winner in these English schools. So was Seb Coe, so was Steve Cram, so was Peter Elliott. As I said, it's an endless list of men and women who went on to become great stars of the sport, who started out on a day just like this many years ago. Rowena Cole leads them into the back straight for the final time then, but 39, Kerry Harris from Humberside, the 16-year-old runner-up in this year's Northern Championships, is the favourite, and she has never let her out of her sights for the whole race. Lee Lennon of Lancashire coming through clear in third, and in fact challenging now for second. Harris leads, Lennon second, Cole on the inside, still has something left. She's going to make her attack off the curve and has had to do it the hard way and come round the outside of Harris. But it's Cole who will take them into the home straight. Now, has Harris got anything left here? Lennon looks safe for third place. But it's Rowena Cole who's going to hold on here to take it in 2 minutes 10.3. And that's a personal best for Rowena Cole, the 15-year-old from Coventry, the new English Schools champion in the intermediate girls 800 metres.
What a very competent piece of racing. Kicked hard here into the home straight, and impressive form too, working very hard with her arms here is Rowena Cole from the West Midlands, running to a personal best, pushed all the way to her credit by Kerry Harris in the yellow vest, but she comes away to win it by what, metre and a half, maybe 2 metres at the line, and her personal best really does put the icing on the cake for the youngster. And these memories, of course, Alan, are burnt into the minds of these youngsters. It's the foundation of their careers. I know you mentioned a list of us earlier who ran these championships many years ago, and they're such special memories.
I think one of the big problems for the sport is hanging on to youngsters like this. There's a huge drop-off usually from this sort of age group, isn't there?
Well, that's exactly right.
Give you a result now, Tim.
Yes, we can indeed. The senior boys 400 metre hurdles. Remember, Nathan Woodward winning it most impressively. Look at that winning margin, well over 2 seconds for Nathan Woodward of Warwickshire, head of Zach Salcides of Hertfordshire, 55.24, and Callum Ford there for Leicestershire and Rutland, 55.52.
The championships were first held way back in 1925 at the old Crystal Palace, and this is the 77th time they've been staged. We're ready now for the junior boys 100 metres. The sprints, of course, an area of track and field in which Great Britain has been very successful in recent years. The likes of Alan Wells, if you go way back, and Limpet Christie, of course, carrying the banner, and a lot of youngsters have tried to follow in their footsteps. Here we are then. Spencer James of Devon goes in lane 1. James Wyatt, Berkshire, lane 2. Kyle Wilson of Dorset, lane 3. Suleiman Bangura from London, lane 4, one of the favourites. Ravi Talia from Berkshire in lane 5. In lane 6 it's Victor Adi Davis from London. In lane 7, Kota Suzuki, representing Hereford and Worcestershire, and completing the lineup from North Yorkshire is Jonathan Burbeck. Spencer Wyatt in the blue, that's Wilson. Bangura, look out for him. He won his semi-final in the fastest time, 11.32. Next to him in the blue is Talia from Berkshire, comes from Slough in fact. That's Ada Davis, and then Suzuki and Burbeck. Tim.
Well, of course, the championship record held by one Mark Lewis Francis 10 years ago, running 10.93, and Mark going on to become world junior champion just a couple of years later, and then, of course, an Olympic relay gold medalist in Athens. I wonder if any of these young lads have got a similar future ahead of them.
The junior boys 100 metres. First time start, and Bangura made the most impressive start, quickly upright, tall and powerful looking runner, and he surely is going to win this, but Adi Davis, his London compatriot, is going to get close on the line. Not quite close enough. Bangura held on to win it in 11.48 seconds. Good sprinting, and Adi Davis just gave him that final push, if you like. He must have heard him thundering along on the outside.
Well, that time, 11.48 for Bangura, might be an electronic personal best, and I wouldn't be a bit surprised, Alan, if he's running into a headwind here. Certainly the wind would be in their faces if they were on their back straight, running the same direction, but it is very tight at the line. Adi Davis coming through there with a late charge over the last 30 or 40. There wasn't much in it at the line, but good running nonetheless. He's a big, big lad, isn't he? Plenty of power there.
Number 3, right side.
Light technique, looking a little bit raw, bit of flailing of the arms there, and on the near side, Adi Davis, the head rocking from side to side. They were under pressure, but they both finished well clear of the rest of the field.
I mentioned to be a middle distance runner. Now it seems they all want to be sprinters.
Well, I think that's right. I mean, to be fair, but there are still an awful lot of young British guys and indeed Europeans who are running good times compared with those of the 1970s and 80s. But of course, the African Revolution has happened. The East African have changed the face of middle and long distance running dramatically over the last 15 years. Confirmation there of that win for Suleiman Bangura of London. 11.48 is confirmed. Victor Adi Davis of London, his teammate, 11.54, and Jonathan Burbeck of North Yorkshire, 11.74, makes the rostrum.
We've already referred to the astonishing organisation behind this event, all voluntary, of course. Up and down the country, there are so many workers who slave away to make sure these championships go off like clockwork, and invariably they do. Here's the intermediate girls 100 metres final now. In lane 1, Sophie Wright of Warwickshire. 2, Corinne Humphreys, Essex. In 3, it's Rebecca Wilson from Manchester. Lane 4, Clarice Underwood, representing Buckinghamshire. In 5, Kitty Alaye of Somerset. Lane 6 is Jade Phillips, London. Shauna Lawton of West Midlands goes in lane 7. And then in lane 8, Ruth Dean of Avonshire. That's right, the Warwickshire, 27, Humphreys from Essex, 31, Rebecca Wilson, who won her semi-final. 69 is Alaye, one of the contenders. 83, Shauna Lawton of the West Midlands, and Ruth Dean, who was just fourth in her semi-final, completes the lineup. Championship record set by Jocelyn Opeson of Surrey 3 years ago. As well as championship records, the official programme today records best performances over the years as well. Many of them not valid because of being wind assisted, and that applies as well in this event. You have to go all the way back to 1994 to find the best ever sprint, 11.50, but it was wind assisted by Rebecca Drummond of Staffordshire, and I don't really recall her, Tim, going on and becoming anything at senior level.
Well, that's what you were saying, Alan. The challenge is keeping these youngsters in the sport, isn't it, after these championships?
Athletes a little unsettled there at the start.
What's significant, Alan, is that the fastest three in the country this year are absent from this final, so it does make it that much more open. Rebecca Wilson, perhaps the favourite, going in 3. Set a championship best performance when she won the Greater Manchester Schools Championships in early June. Look out 2 for Underwood in lane 4. She too equalling the county championship record for Buckinghamshire, and she took her county title.
On the right of the picture is Rebecca Wilson, who is a former national indoor champion, so obviously a good starter. However, it was Clarice Underwood of Buckinghamshire who was responsible for that false start quite clearly. Runner-up in her semi-final, and she won the junior title a year ago, personal best of 12.1. And she set off Wilson on her inside.
I suppose Kitty Alaye in lane 5 for Somerset. Student at Millfield School, 3rd in this race last year, Alan. Could be regarded as joint favourite. And of course, experience of this sort of pressure counts for a great deal for youngsters like this. And she's been here before.
Comes from Essex, but as you say, attends the famous Sporting Academy at Millfield. The intermediate girls, 100 metres. At the 3rd attempt, they are away. Alaye quickly into a running. Underwood in the middle, going well too. But it's Rebecca Wilson now in lane 3 who's starting to come through. Wilson it should be. Alaye makes a late bid, but too late. And Wilson takes it in 12.02. Rebecca Wilson of Manchester, runner-up a year ago, now has the gold medal. What a collection.
It is indeed, isn't it? Well, the athlete that won there, Rebecca Wilson, was 2nd last year. The athlete who came through to 2nd, Kitty Alaye, was 3rd last year, so the form book was maintained, so to speak. Quickest out of the blocks was Clarice Underwood in a white vest, but she's probably the shortest out there, and she was hunted down by the big figure of Alaye on the near side. But Rebecca Wilson, once she got into a running, was very, very quick indeed. Wonderful form from her through the second part of the race. Here it is again. She's a powerful lass, isn't she? She didn't get away too well. Indeed, she was well down on Claire Underwood through the first 50. But boy, she won it going away, and I suspect she's got a very, very good 200 in her as well.
Rebecca Wilson then, the 16-year-old representing Manchester, takes the title in the intermediate girls 100 metres. And the finals just keep on coming here. The crowd really enjoyed a high standard of athletics they've seen so far, and I hope you'll stay with us. Our next race on track is the intermediate boys 400 metres here at the Alexander Stadium in Birmingham.